the Book of Alpha-Ronomy, homie. Read it or weep.
What's good, my Alpha brethren? I recently had someone ask me to explain how I'm able to maintain my dominance over a submissive woman. Because he himself said that he has had submissive women, but it got to a point where they were not submissive to him anymore. And he thought maybe they were faking, or maybe they had figured out that he was not one to submit to, and neither of those is correct. The thing about having a submissive woman is that you must maintain the energy of dominance that caused her to submit in the first place. Women aren't born submissive. They're not submissive by nature. There is no woman who is submissive by nature. No matter how submissive she is to a particular man, she is not submissive by nature. Because if she's submissive by nature, that means she'll be submissive to all men. And no woman is going to be submissive to all men. So I said I'd put something together right quick to explain some of the techniques of maintaining dominance over a submissive woman. Let's chop it up. Now, the first thing is, and I know we all say that we understand female nature. And that is indeed the first step in understanding female nature, because you cannot maintain your masculine mind frame, your dominant mind frame, if you forget about female nature. But not only must you understand female nature, you must also accept female nature. You see, it is one thing to understand in a fleeting thought, in a passing thought, in a detached way. But when you accept female nature, meaning you grab it, you apply it to your outlook on women, that changes the way you interact with women. If you accept female nature, you will never get caught up in anything other than a dominant position. That is why when men say, if you do this, if you do the, hey man, I know men who live with women right now, like who they actually left, they gave up their crib, moved in with their woman, because I mean, she had a bigger crib, he had a bachelor crib, she had already had a house. Well, you know how women do, they buy a house even by themselves. So she already had a crib, he gave up his crib, moved in, man, and I promise you, homie, dominant as hell. His old lady submissive as hell, man. I rarely see her. You know what I'm saying? If I don't see them out somewhere, I don't see her. She'll stick her head in, man, and speak, that's it, and she gone. I can be at this crib, man, for an hour and a half, man. Don't see her once. Don't hear from her once. She don't even come in. She'll text me, ask me, is everything okay? Do we need anything? And I mean, that's how he's got it. He's got it like that. And there are other things that happen, but I won't get into those. So you have to accept female nature. That way you can make sure that you keep her nose to the grindstone, no matter how much lovey-dovey talk she gives you, no matter how much, oh baby, I love you, I just want us, I'll do anything you say. I mean, a woman can talk. A woman can talk you out of anything if you allow yourself to forget her nature. But if you always understand and accept her nature, then you'll be hip to her beguiling ways, no matter how innocent and inviting they appear to be. The second thing is, you must understand that it's easier to sell a woman a fantasy as truth than it is to sell her the actual truth. Women don't want truth. She wants her fantasy to become reality. The reality of life is not fantasy. The reality of life is not fun. The reality of life is hard work. It's grinding. The reality of being in a situation with a true man, with the alpha male, with the masculine man, is that she's going to be in a submissive position. So she needs you to create submission as a fantasy. And you can only do that if you're in your dominant mindset, man. You have to be in a fully dominant energy in order to sell her the truth of submission as a viable fantasy. She doesn't want truth. She wants her fantasy to replace the truth as her reality. And it's not hard to do. You simply have to make sure she knows that these things she does by exhibiting her submissive nature or her submissive energy endear her to you. You must withhold all rewards and only dole them out when she proves her submission, when she improves her submission. Other than that, you must not reward her with anything. No validation, no compliments, no accolades. And damn sure no gifts and rewards. The only thing you must reward is submission. That is how you turn submission into a fantasy. You have to reward it every single time. That is how she continues to stay submissive. A woman wants to be rewarded by the man she reveres. A woman wants to be told that she has done something that has gained your approval if you are the man she reveres. You must keep that in mind. Always view yourself as the man she reveres. Always view yourself as her God. Always view yourself as her daddy. Always view yourself as her controller. And you will find that selling her a fantasy as truth is a whole lot easier than selling her the actual truth. You can't even give her a discount on the actual truth, but she'll pay double the cost for the fantasy. Another thing is this. You must tell her whatever she needs to hear in order to feel however you want her to feel at any particular time. And what I mean by this, I don't mean telling her a lie. I mean not withholding the truth. If she has done something terrible, you must make sure she knows how terrible it is. If you want her to feel regretful, tell her something to fill her with regret. If you want her to feel sad about something, tell her something to make her feel sad. If you want her to be on cloud nine for a very brief period of time, which is the amount of time you should allow her to be on cloud nine, a very brief period of time, tell her something to put her on cloud nine. You have to understand that your connection to her mind is your words. She hangs on your words, you hang on her actions. In her mind, actions don't speak louder than words because she can't hear actions. And she doesn't have the logical mindset, the logical mental base to understand that just because you don't hear something does not mean it isn't loud. But she doesn't have a third eye, nor does she have a third ear. So you must tell her whatever she needs to hear in order to feel however you want her to feel at any particular time. That way you always know what mindset she's in. You always know what headspace she's in. You must control her mind. And it's easy to do because if you control her mind, it eliminates the responsibility of being in touch with her actions, in touch with her ideas. She would rather not worry about those things and just worry about materialistic things, or worry about accolades, or worry about self-beautification. Women are simple. They take on all of these things in this society because they don't know who they are, and so they want to become what this society says makes them valuable. But truth be told, a true woman doesn't have a strong interest in many things. She cares about her appearance, she cares about her man, and if she has any, she cares about her children. Outside of that, all she cares about is money and materialistic things. Another thing is this. You must allow her to create whatever thoughts she needs to in order to feel however she needs to feel at any particular time. When she needs to feel some way, you have to understand women are emotional beings. So when you're going to be putting all of this pressure on her to perform, she's going to have performance pressure all of the time. She's going to have to be self-accountable all of the time. And as an emotional being, sometimes her response to that is going to be able to need to put herself in another headspace. And you must give her that space, give her that time to perpetuate whatever energy she needs to perpetuate by creating whatever thoughts she needs to create to keep her mind stable. You can control a lot of things about a woman's mind, but her mental stability is something you cannot control. You must give her the time to do what's necessary to make herself maintain her mental stability. And that is why you must not be emotional. You can't allow something she says that is off the wall to put you in your feelings. She's simply saying what she needs to say to feel how she needs to feel. Sometimes she has to convince herself that it's worth it. Sometimes the few accolades you give her, the few positive words you give her every blue moon are not enough. Sometimes she has to convince herself that being submissive is worth it. Any woman who tells you that being submissive is easy, she's not being honest. I've had many submissive women. And it is not something that's hard, man. It is a job. It is something every day. There is a honey-do list for a submissive woman to do things. So allow her to create whatever thought she needs to in order to feel however she needs to feel at any particular time for her own sanity. But you must guard your willingness to reward her when she's in this need of mental stability. You must stand pat and let her handle that on her own. No babying, no coddling, no trying to figure it out. Don't try to figure out what's in her mind when she's in that space. Just know that she needs that time to herself. And as you get to know your woman, you'll know how much time she needs. You'll know how often she needs that time. And you'll know that during those times, you can send her to a mama house or you can send her somewhere else. You understand? Or maybe, if she's earned the right, then you could take her out. You can take her on a trip somewhere. Take her on a mini vacay. Let her go shopping or something. But you must make her earn everything from your real name to quality time. She must earn everything. No woman is getting my whole name. No woman is getting no information about what school I went to. No woman is getting no personal information. She got to earn that. I don't know you. This may be my only time seeing you. Don't worry about me. Impress me right now. So you must make her earn. Every little thing must be earned. Every little bit of intimacy must be earned. Every little bit of quality time must be earned. Every little bit of phone conversation must be earned. Every little bit of texting must be earned. Every little bit of FaceTime must be earned. Every little bit of going out, hanging out, chilling must be earned. And definitely some bullshit like Netflix and chill must be earned. You must make her earn everything. And that way, she'll appreciate it more. Because women only appreciate shit they work for. Believe me, they only appreciate what they work for. Except money. They don't appreciate money. But like accolades, things that they achieve, they appreciate it more than anything in the world. That's why some women appreciate their children, some women don't. Some women view motherhood as an accomplishment. Other women don't. The ones who view it as an accomplishment, they love their position. They love their children because their children are the ones that make them a mother. The ones that don't view it as a positive position, then they don't feel the same way about their children. They'll leave their children with somebody, man, for a week at a time if they have to, if they can. And I do mean make her earn everything, man. Earn everything. That's why I can't do dating. I can't do dating because a woman has to earn that first date. And there's nothing she's done to earn that first date if she hasn't earned it. You know what I'm saying? I can't just see a woman somewhere and say, damn, she looks so good, she's earned a date. Ah, man, I love her voice. She's earned a date. Ah, man, look at her eyebrows. They're great. She earned a date. Ah, look at her lips. I love them. She's earned a date. Ah, man, she's wearing that dress. She's earned a date. No, all of that. She ain't do none of that shit for me. See what I'm saying? She didn't get dressed up for me. So however good she looks, that ain't for me. That's not something she did for me. If she wants me to take her on a date, she has to do something that benefits me and earn that date. Another thing is this, man. Never allow her to replicate the effect you have on her with your words. In other words, never let her words affect you the way your words affect her. Never allow her to speak to you the way you speak to her, because you're speaking to her from a master position, from a dominant position. If and when she starts to speak to you that way, you're going to have to cut her loose. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to cut her loose because you've already lost the edge. By the time she starts speaking to you that way, you've been lost the dominant edge. At that point, when she starts talking to you from a dominant mindset, then you are completely out of the loop. Man, you have been out of the dominant mindset, man, for probably a month or 2 months already. There's no recovering once a woman doesn't view you as dominant anymore. She will never, a woman does not view you as dominant and submit to you, and then all of a sudden she views herself as dominant, and then she turns around and submits to you again. No. Once she submits to you, that's the only time she's going to submit to you. If you come out of your dominant mindset and start treating her like an equal or some shit like that, or treating her like she's, above the level that she's actually on and she shouldn't be submissive, she's not going to submit to you again. She knows she'll play the role to get financial benefits, whatever benefits that she can get from you, but she's not ever gonna be truly submissive again. After she stops being submissive, if she acts like she's submissive again, it's just gonna be that, and act is gonna be game, homie. And this is the reality of what I'm telling you. Once a woman does not submit, she is not going to submit. Or once she stops submitting, she's not going to submit again. Let's say it like that. So you never allow her to do what you do, say what you say, create the dynamic that you create, because you're creating a dynamic from a position of superiority. And if she starts to create that same dynamic, then for those brief spells, you're starting to let her create a aura of superiority. And once she feels that and sees you bow down to it, oh, it's over. It's over. And another thing, you also can't let her words wear on you where you start giving her leeway, where you start slacking up on her, where you start being less dominant, where you start considering her feelings about being submissive. I don't care about her feelings about being submissive. Either she gonna be submissive or she gonna be gone. That's it. And if she gonna be gone, fine. Because be perfectly honest with you, the world is perfect for a man. A single man who's got his shit together, man, you have options of women to just have sex with. Beautiful women to just have sex with. So if a woman is going to be more than that, then she had better be submissive. I don't understand why you would even have a woman around you for anything more than sex if she's not submissive. That makes no sense. Another thing is this. Never act like you're some butthurt dude trying to crush her emotionally. Man, never crush a woman emotionally. When you try to crush a woman emotionally, man, you're a beta male sim mangina. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never try to crush a woman emotionally, man. There are some women who are so emotionally fragile that you just keeping it 100 with them is going to fracture them emotionally. And those are women that you have to cut loose. No matter how much you enjoy her presence, or no matter how much potential she has, no matter how, she seems like she wants to be submissive, if she is so emotionally fragile that you can't even tell her the truth about her actions without her breaking down, crying, and becoming an emotional wreck, she is not cut for this. She is not built for this. Not all women can be submissive. As a matter of fact, very few women can be submissive. You understand? A lot of women can talk about it. And let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a secret right here, man. Just because a woman is submissive to you doesn't mean she submits to you. You see what I'm saying? Just because a woman's actions are submissive doesn't mean she submits to you. There are a lot of women who just don't do things because of who they are. There are a lot of women who are worried about their reputation. There are a lot of women who are worried about what people are going to think about them. So there are women out here who are not just submitting to you or me or whoever their man is, because they appreciate his dominant energy. They just want the accolades from people for seemingly doing the right thing. Now, that's fine. The results are the same, but I want you to know the difference. And moving forward in the future sometime, I'll tell you guys how to determine if your woman is truly submissive or if she's faking the funk to get what she wants. You understand what I'm saying? I'll teach you how to tell if your woman is truly submissive or if she's just faking the funk to get what she wants. And you'll be surprised how well they pull off this submissive act. And that's the reality of it. So I say this: always point out the difference between you and any man she's met before. Always point it out. I tell women when I first meet them, whatever you think you know about men, forget it, because none of that applies here. Whatever you think you know about pleasing a man, forget it. None of that applies here. Whatever you think you know about manipulating a man, forget it. None of that applies here. Because you ain't never met a man like Dr. BoA ever in your life. What this does is it keeps her aware of her defense mechanisms and forces her to work hard to suppress them. You see, when she understands I'm not like any other man, it causes her to focus on how she can be different for you, because you're different. And by the time you have, listen, it ain't going to take many conversations or many interactions for her to realize you are indeed different. And so what she's going to do, as she gets to know you more especially, and see that you're different, she's going to start suppressing those defense mechanisms, because she wants that wall to come down. Like, she's intrigued by this amazing new adventure with this amazing new man who is not like any man she's ever met. She doesn't want her emotions to get in the way. She wants to let her guard down. She wants to throw caution to the wind. This shit is exciting. It's the same principle as the woman going for the thug, because it's exciting. You fall through, man, and you fall through and you got two pistols on you, man. Hey, man, there are women, man, who love that. They're like, hey, man, this man is gangster. It turns them on. It represents power to them. It represents control to them. And this is the same principle. When she realizes you're different from any other man, and the way she knows that, you keep pointing out the differences. You understand? But you don't just walk around saying, see, I'm different here, I'm different there. She's gonna let you know the things that she's never heard before, that she's never seen before, that you're doing for the first time in her life. This shit is normal to you, but she's never seen it. She's never experienced it. She didn't even know men did this. She didn't even know there were men who thought like this. What aren't men? There's just one. You. You see what I'm saying? Automatically, you become the prize in her mind. See, you're the prize in your mind. You already know you're the prize. But you become the prize in her mind, because every woman wants to have that thing that no other woman has had. That's why a woman with a child will still be adamant about not dating a man with a child. She wants his first child to be with her, but her first child was with somebody else. See what I'm saying? Another thing is this, man. You have to punish her accordingly for every misstep that she has already been verbally corrected on. In the beginning, you don't dole out punishment to a woman in the beginning. You dole out verbal corrections. She's never met a man like you. She doesn't know anything. She has to wipe her slate, clear her mind of everything she thinks she knows about how to interact with a man, because it's all going to be different with you. But there are some things that you have to verbally check immediately. You have to verbally check everything. The disrespect, hey man, you never know what she's used to. And I'm not going to shun a woman just because she's used to disrespecting men. That lets me know that she been with some beta male simp manginas, which bodes better for me, because she knows that I'm not going to tolerate that. And she therefore pedestalizes me even more and prioritizes me even more, because in her mind, I am truly the prize. And she'll accept that punishment. You see, but now the opposite side of that, man, and I say this a lot when I'm talking about, how you interact with women. You have to award her appropriately for accepting your rules as law. If she accepts your rules as law, that's enough for a big dinner celebration. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell her why. Well, since you've done this, I'm going to reward you for this. All you have to do is this: reward her when she does well, punish her when she does bad. And at the very moment she gets more punishment than she gets rewards, she's going to start complaining. She's going to say things about you never doing this, or why you always this, or you're so hard on me, and that's a teachable moment. You get to sit her down. But you got to sit her down. Listen, you have to treat her like a child when she acts like a child. Right now, she's acting like a child. Mom, well, why I always gotta do that, Dad? Why? You sit her down, you give her a piece of paper, and you tell her to write down all the positive things she thinks she's done. As a matter of fact, go one further and tell her to write down all the positive things she's done that you've told her she's done well. And then tell her to write down all of the negative things that she's done, all of the things that weren't up to par that you checked her on. And when she sees that the side of being checked is much longer than the side of being, given accolades, she'll have a reality check. And you could go from there with further chastisement, with further making her understand how patient you're being with her, with making her feel obligated to improve and do better, because here you are giving her an opportunity to prove herself, and according to this list that she herself has just wrote, she ain't doing a good job of it. Now this is something you only do once. This little pen and pad, columnized thing, that you only do this once. If it gets to the point where this is even necessary again because they're more negative than positive, she should already be gone before it gets to the point where you got to have this sit down. Because she's not submitting the way she's supposed to. A submissive woman constantly improves on the things that you put in front of her. Constantly. Another thing is this, man. Occasionally make sure she knows that you're fully aware how you are constantly schooling her. She'll gain this knowledge from you and convince herself that she knows it because she's smart. She'll tell herself that all of this information is strictly because she's such a genius. Like she always knew this shit. Like she knew it when she met you. She'll do that, man. She'll commandeer all the knowledge you give her, man, and then tell you, you should like me because I'm smart. I know this and I know this, and we have conversations. You have to always let her know. You can keep track of the things you teach her, man. I say every time you teach her something, when it gets to 5 things, you let her know. Shawty, I should. When are you gonna pay me tuition? You know what I'm saying, Shawty? You should be paying me tuition, baby girl. I'm teaching you like I'm making you a Rhodes Scholar. On how to submit to that. You should. I'm gonna have to give you tuition charge, man. You go try to get some financial aid or some shot. You gotta stop breaking bread for this knowledge I'm giving you. Look how your life done changed. Look how I'm making you a better person. Look how you died and changed up. Look how your body done got tight. You know what I'm saying? Look how your skin. Look at your skin. Your skin was already glowing. Look at it now, though. You know what I'm saying? You already had an amazing body, but your body tight now. You know what I'm saying? You already had some great hair, but now look at it now. It's down to your booty, shawty. You know what I'm saying? Look at how you interact with your people now. You know what I'm saying? They have a level of respect for you now. They treat you like a woman now. You dig? So, these are the type of things you have to let her know that you're schooling her. So her ass won't think that she's getting smart by some magical wand or something, man. I'm telling you, man, women live in a fantasy world, boy. She'll wake up one day and say, damn, I'm smart. Why does he always treat me like I ain't smart? I'm smart. Look at all the things I know. Look at the things I've taught you. So do that, man. That's one of those things. That's one of the things that men forget to do the most when they have a woman that's submissive. And if you don't do this and remind her that her mind is only developing the way it is because you're allowing it to, by putting your information into it, she'll start feeling herself, man, feel like I'm too smart to submit. Trust me, man. I'm telling you what's real. The next thing is this, man. You have to show genuine interest in her positive financial accomplishments, but show lack of interest in her family, friends, and non-financial achievements. You don't care about any of those worldly things. This is a constant reminder that if she wants your support on anything, it better be grind related. See what I'm saying? This lets her know that if she wants your support on anything, it's got to be related to getting on her grind, man, getting a bag. You ain't cut the support nothing else. You ain't got nothing to do with her, with what's going on with her people. You ain't got nothing to do with, her friends and what's going on in her friends' relationship. Matter of fact, you should not even be listening about that. Never listen to a woman gossip to you about other people, her family, her relationships, their relationships. Man, never let her gossip to you about that. You don't give a damn about that. Ever. Never let a woman gossip to you about her family or her friends or about anybody else. No online shit, no social media, no what going on at church. Don't let her talk to you about nothing that ain't got nothing to do with her submitting to you and being on your ground. See, this is how you minimize all that damn pillow talking, all that ha ha, he ha ha, all that chopping it up about irrelevant things. You have to manage the things that you're willing to discuss with your woman. You have to. There's no other way around it. So show genuine interest in her positive financial accomplishments. Give her advice. Make sure she knows that you are well pleased when she does something that benefits the family financially. But when she's talking about all that other crap, man, you ain't got nothing to do with that. And you can't just be listening and forgetting about it. You got to let her know you don't want to hear about that. And you may say, well, she's going to find somebody else to talk to. If she does, he'll beta male simp mangina. Any man that let a woman sit up and gossip to him, man, is a beta male simp mangina. You ain't got to worry about no beta male simp mangina, man. She going to start viewing him like one of her girlfriends, man. Another thing is this. Always dominate her sexually, even in positions she's most confident in. Verbal domination during sex is key. You got to talk to a man like a piece of property. You know what I'm saying? You got to treat it like a piece of property during sex, man. Even in the position she's most confident in, you got to break her back, man. You got to dominate always. You got to, like, when she's in the position she's most confident in, then she going to feel like she's got control. You got to dominate her verbally at that point. Or dominate her in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Bite a nipple. You know what I'm saying? Pinch your nipple. Pull her hair. Twist it all up in a fist and pull her down to you. You know what I'm saying? Put a hick on her jaw. Bite her on the nose. You understand what I'm saying? You got to always let her know that she can't get comfortable in any type of controlling position. So you got to throw her off. And it's easy during sex because you can do all type of random things during sex. You know what I'm saying? All type of random things. A bite, a scratch, a pinch, all those things are fair game, during sex, man. You know what I'm saying? Grab her hair, pull her to you, kiss her, bite her tongue. See what I'm saying? I'm not bite it hard. You ain't trying to bite it off, man. But, just different little things to mix pain with the pleasure. So the pain will keep her from going to, because I'm telling you, if she's getting pleasure from you physically while she's in a confident, dominant mind space, it's going to change. It's going to change the entire dynamic, man. She going to start actually trying, man, I don't want a woman bragging to me, man, talking about how she, how she rolled my wood like a champ, man. You know what I'm saying? How she put me to sleep or nothing like that. Man, I ain't going for that. You can if you want to. But that's why your ass ain't going to have no submissive woman. So always dominate her sexually, man, even in positions she's most confident in. Especially, if she's a great shrink and she loves to do it, you got to dominate her in that position. You know what I'm saying? You got to always test her gag reflex in that position. Whatever position she likes, you have to make sure she knows that even in that position, you are the dominant force. Next thing is this. Don't be available for her during grind hours. If she texts you while you grinding, don't respond. If she calls you while you grinding, don't respond. And text her and say, hey, I'm busy. I can't talk right now. I'll call you when I'm done. That's all you should have to say. You shouldn't have to say, don't call me again. If you tell your woman, I'll call you when I'm done, she should wait for you to call her, even if that shit's the next day. She shouldn't text you later on that night and say, I thought you were going to call me. No, she should be quiet when it comes to interacting with you until you respond to her again because you told her you were busy and you'll call her when you're not busy anymore. Never give her a time. I'll call you in an hour. I'll call you in a couple of hours. Give me 30 minutes. No, tell her I'll call you when I'm not busy anymore. I'll get at you when I'm done working, when I'm done grinding, when I'm done with what I'm doing. Because things come up. You may change your mind. And then she shouldn't be expecting, because she'll watch the clock on you. And that's a position of dominance, a position of expecting you or demanding you or questioning you about why you didn't call at the time you said you were. That's a position of dominance. Only you get to question her. You get to question her about whatever. She don't get to question you about nothing. You see, this is what submission is about. Submission is about a woman pretty much being a female version of you. Everything that you're about, she's about. Everything that you say, she goes with. Everything that you do, she seconds and supports and does whatever she can to make sure it happens in the most efficient, productive way. So don't be available for her during grind hours. A woman who respects your grind will always have admiration for you. And she can only respect your grind when you don't put your grind to the side for her. She respects your grind when you say, because listen, she's going to be so, anytime a woman is caught up in love with you, man, she thinks you feel the same about her. It doesn't matter if you don't, never tell her you don't. You don't have to be caught up in emotion. You have to treat her a certain way. You have to follow principles of dominance in order to deal with that woman. So it doesn't matter if you love her or not. She just wants the fantasy of love. She don't want your love, man. No woman wants your love. She wants the fantasy of love. If you love a woman the way love really is, man, she don't want that. She wants the love fantasy that she's created in her mind, that she's read about in the romance novels. That's what she wants. So keep in mind, a woman who respects your grind will always have admiration for you. The next thing is this. Ice her out from time to time, just to make sure she's aware of the difference you make in her life with your mere presence. Ice her out. Go out of town on her ass. You know what I'm saying? Just bounce. You know what I'm saying? She hit you up later, man. Say, shit, shout, I'm in LA. You in LA? I didn't know you were going to LA. Yeah, I mean, of course you didn't. I didn't tell you. I mean, why would you know I'm going to LA? Well, I just thought. See, that's the problem. You just thinking, mama. Don't think, baby. Let me think for you. When I think for you, everything goes well, right? How many mistakes have you made since you've been fucking with daddy? You know what I'm saying? How many things have you done that didn't benefit you? Now tell me how many things you've done that did benefit you since you've been fucking with daddy. Talk to me, shawty. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there like you don't know. Spit it out. You see what I'm saying? So that's why things are the way they are. That's why you don't know where I am. But I always know where you are. You see what I'm saying? When it stops working, then we'll change it. But as long as it's working, mom, just let things go the way. See, don't be the type of woman that messes up shit that's going good for you. That's what you've been your whole life. Now shit is going good for you. Let it go. Let it be free. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your old you come back and mess up things for the new you, because the new you, the submissive you, you know what I'm saying, the one that fucking with daddy is a better you than the old you could have ever been. So don't let the old you come in here and bring that negative energy into our positive environment, shawty. Now I'll hit you up when I get back in town. You know what I'm saying? Keep that thing wet for me, all right? That's how you talk to your woman, man. She needs this type of talk. She needs to understand that this is dynamic that is going to play out between the two of you. She needs to always understand this. So ice her out from time to time, just to make sure she is aware of the difference you make in her life with your mere presence and how different her life is when your ass ain't in it. You got to ice her from time to time. Next thing is this. Give her humor, laughter, and smiles as rewards for her positive energy, submission, and obedience. Those are just rewards. If she does well, take her to a comedy show. Let her go out and have fun, enjoying. Let me tell you something. If you always stay in your fucking masculine mindset and you ain't in all that emotional hee-hee and ha-ha-ing all the time with a bra, let me tell you something. If you take her to a comedy show as a reward for her behavior and her actions, she'll enjoy your laughter more than she'll enjoy the comedy show. Your laughter will turn her on. She'll want to get it in right there because she's never enjoyed your laughter. Now she has the opportunity to enjoy your laughter. That's a reward for her, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not a right of hers. It's a privilege for her to see you let loose like that. Give her smiles as rewards when she does something super amazing. When she finally gets something right that she's been working on but having trouble with. You've been having to chastise her for it. When she finally gets it right, pull over to you. Look her right in the eyes. And say, you know, baby girl, I told you, if you just work on it, You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the best support system you can ever have, baby, as long as you're working hard. Now that you got this thing done, you know what I'm saying? Dad is real proud of you. I'm really proud of you. You know, you stuck that shit out, and I knew it was tough for you. You know, I know you were looking at me like you wanted me to help you, but I want you to do this on your own. Now, don't that shit feel good? It feel good, don't it? And give her a little kiss, man, and a smile. That's how you handle your woman, man. You know what I'm saying? She's an emotional being. She needs your accolades. She needs your approval. But she also needs your reprimand and your chastisement when she's not doing the right thing. The problem with the beta male mangina is he's always pouring on all the accolades and the validation and all of these positive things, but he ain't never pouring on no chastisement or no punishment or consequences and repercussions. And then you got this gorilla fool over here where he don't never, no matter what the woman does, he hard on her. He don't never get a woman, no accolades. He don't never get a woman, no positive reinforcement. You understand what I'm saying? All he does is jump down her throat all the time. So you got these two fools and there ain't no balance in the situation. But you got the alpha who balances the situation. And that automatically makes a woman stay in a submissive state. You understand what I'm saying? This is game right here, man. I don't get too much game. I get information, but this is game right here. So another thing is this. Now, this is the thing. This is the caveat. This is where a lot of men cross the line and end up having their woman not be submissive anymore. While you give her humor, laughter, and smiles as rewards for her positive energy, submission, and obedience, she's going to give you even more positive energy back. She's going to give you some amazing sex, man. Every time you let yourself go, man, and let her sit aside of you she doesn't ever get to see, it's going to blow her mind. She's going to get even more submissive. She's going to become a better woman for you. But you got to make sure that your ass understand that those are just temporary rewards for her and never cross the line into functioning in an emotional headspace. When that rendezvous or whatever you decide to do, when that day or two is over, it's back to normal. You have to be like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so to speak. You have to be this hard-nosed, no nonsense, let's get this done, shawty. You know what I'm saying? You get rewards and accolades when you earn them. You have to be that guy all the time. And then when she earns it, you have to turn into Dr. Jekyll. Take her out, man. Wine and dine her. Hold the door for her. Let her get in the car. Pull out a chair. Look at her. Tell her how beautiful she is. Touch her. Act like you can't keep your hands off of her. This is the type of shit that you reward her with. The problem is the beta male mangina always got his hands on a broad. Can't keep his hands off of her. He's validating her, making her seem like the prize. You make yourself be the prize in her eyes by refraining from all of those things. And when you give it to her, she'll appreciate it more. So on that night right there, man, it's going to be some of the most amazing sex you ever had in your life because everything about the night is going to be a fantasy to her. You give her her fantasy when she earns it. You don't spend your life trying to create no damn fantasy life for a woman like y'all sucker be doing in those marriages, man. You don't try to give her her dream life. She got to earn that dream life. And she got to keep earning it. She got to earn access to the dream. And access to the dream is only going to be temporary because she's not going to ever put in the type of work that warrants the dream, the fantasy being a 24-hour-a-day thing. So give her that fantasy, but only as a reward. And never cross the line into functioning in an emotional headspace. Another thing is this, man. You have to stick to the it's my way or no way mindset, motto, mission statement, no matter what. This always lets her know that you will walk away before you compromise control of the situation. It lets her know that she must think about all of the positive energy she gets from this situation and understand that the very moment she tries to test your nuts, you'll walk away without even looking back. Ain't no working it out. Ain't none of that. Ain't no talking about it. You'll walk away without even looking back, without even thinking twice. And she has to know that. That is why you have to stick to the it's my way or no way motto. You can never compromise it, no matter what. Even if you're wrong on the rare occasion, you still can't compromise it. Hell, I'm going to be wrong sometime. I'm human. The show must go on, even when I'm wrong. Because even when I'm wrong, I'm right. So let's just keep it moving, shawty. And you always have to make sure she knows that compromising control of the situation is something you don't even know how to do. You have to have her in the mindset that she doesn't even try to get control of the situation because she respects the fact that you control it so well. Now, this is for a man who's got his shit together. You got to have your mind made up, man, about who you are and what you're going to do with your life. You got to be on your mission. And that's the reality of it. So let's do a quick recap, man, before we get to this last one. The topic is how to maintain dominance over a submissive woman, because you must maintain that dominance. Number one, understand and accept female nature. Understanding it is one thing, accepting it is the coup d'etat. Number two, understand that it is easier to sell a woman a fantasy as truth than it is to sell her the actual truth. She doesn't want the truth. She wants her fantasy to replace the actual truth as reality in her life. Number three, tell her whatever she needs to hear in order to feel however you want her to feel at any particular time. You have to manipulate her emotions. It's the number one rule of control, emotional manipulation. Number four, allow her to create whatever thought she needs to in order to feel however she needs to feel at any particular time as well. You see, this life of submission, it has its ups and downs. It's a hard life for a woman to live. The rewards are amazing simply because you build the rewards up to be amazing by eliminating access to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't limit access to the rewards and accolades. You eliminate access to them. She can't access them. You give them to her when you get ready, when she earns them. So she needs time to give herself accolades. She needs those ideas. She needs those thoughts. She needs those actions. So when she needs to go pamper herself, never stop her from going to pamper herself. She needs that. You're not pampering her. You're grooming her. You're raising her. You're improving her. But sometimes she needs accolades, man. More than you're going to give her. Number five, make her earn everything from your real name to quality time. There is nothing you should ever give her that she doesn't earn. Number six, never allow her to replicate the effect you have on her with your words. Never allow her to speak to you the way you speak to her. Never allow her to have the expectations of you that you have of her. You're the owner. She's the property. Number seven, never act like you are some butthurt dude trying to crush her emotionally. Man, that's the worst thing you could do, man. That's one of the weakest mindsets you can have as a man, to just crush a woman. You know, just willingly crush her for no reason at all. Just crush her. Just want to make her cry. Want to see her distraught. That's beta, man. You know what I'm saying? I get no joy out of that. I don't want to make her distraught, but she gonna know when she's not doing well. If she gets distraught because of that, hey, that's just par for the course. This is how it is. But I never do anything to intentionally crush a woman emotionally. Number eight, always point out the differences between you and any man she's met before. This keeps her aware of her defense mechanisms and forces her to work hard to suppress them. As she's getting to know you, she's realizing, damn, yeah, I never known a man to do that. I never seen this before. I didn't know that. You do this all the time? Wow, you exercise every day? Wow, you eat like this every day? Wait a minute. So you don't eat until like 3 p.m.? Wow, I didn't know you have to, all these things. Like, shawty, I never met a man who did this. Yes, because you never met a man like me. I didn't know there were any men who thought like this. That's because you never met a man like me. You have to make sure that in her mind, she starts to repeat that. I never met a man like him. I never met a man like him. I never met a man like him. So when she speaks about you to her friends and family, she's saying, I never met a man like him. See what I'm saying? And that causes her to not want to mess up. So she starts to push those wall downs, push them out of the way. Don't you mess this up for me, defense mechanisms. That's her mindset. Number nine, punish her accordingly for every misstep that she has already been verbally corrected on. Only verbally correct once. After that, there have to be consequences and repercussions. But also reward her appropriately for accepting your rules as law. Every time she accepts a rule as law or a set of rules as law, you have to reward her. You have to. Take her on a date. Like, I ain't talking about date night, just it's set up for Thursday. Every Thursday is date night. Nah, every Thursday ain't date night. What if your ass ain't earned no date? Give her a date when she earns it. If she earns a date a week, take her on a date a week. If she earns a date a month, take her on a date once a month. Give her what she earns. Number 10, occasionally make sure she knows that you are fully aware of how you are constantly schooling her. If you don't let her know that you know you're schooling her, she'll convince herself that she knows all this shit on her own. You know what I'm saying? And she'll start trying to, debate you with the information you gave her. Believe me, bro, it'll happen. Number 11, Show genuine interest in her positive financial accomplishments, but show lack of interest in her family, friends, and non-financial achievements. This is a constant reminder that if she wants your support on anything, it had better be grind related. It better be related to getting the bag. That's all you support. That's all you want to talk about. You don't want to hear about nothing else. If she ain't telling you about something that got something to do with you and her, or it got something to do with getting some money, you don't want to talk about it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You just don't want to talk about it. If she can find somebody else to talk about it too, fine. Number 12, always dominate her sexually, even in the position she's most confident in. Verbal domination is key. No matter what's happening during your intimate engagement with her, you have to always be dominant verbally. If you can't be verbal, this domination shit ain't for you. If you can't be verbal with a woman while you're being intimate with her, like that's the most dominant time because that's her most submissive time. That time she's putty in your hands. When a woman gives you her body, everything else she has is housed in her body. Her mind, her soul, her heart, her everything is housed inside of her body. So once she submits that is full submission. You have to be dominant during that time. And if you can't be verbal, this shit ain't for you, homie. Number 13, don't be available for her during grind hours. A woman who respects your grind will always have admiration for you. When you're working, getting money, don't talk to her. Don't text her. Have you some ready-made texts and say, or let her know before you finna work, look, child, I'm about to be grinding, so I ain't gonna be able to talk to you today. You know what I'm saying? And don't have no set time that you talk to her. Number 14, ice her out from time to time to just make sure she's aware of the difference you make in her life with your mere presence. She needs to understand what her life will be like if you're not there. So you need to go days at a time, maybe even a week, go out of town somewhere, go kick it somewhere, be too busy to see her. You know what I'm saying? If you're cohabitating with her, if she's cohabitating with you, if she's living with you, then, go out of town, go on a business trip. You know what I'm saying? Go to your other spot and just be gone for a week, man. And you may say, well, what if she go be with another man? See, if you thinking about shit like that, this ain't for you. Number 15, give her humor, laughter, and smiles as rewards for her positive energy, submission, and obedience, but only as rewards. Because if you don't, then you run the risk of falling into number 16, crossing that line into functioning in an emotional headspace. Never get caught up in that emotional headspace because she's going to give you back some positive energy when you finally let her see some smiles and laughter and humor and all that on the rare occasion you do that. So never cross the line into functioning in emotional headspace. Number 17, stick to it, my way or no way motto, no matter what. It's got to be that way. This always lets her know that she runs the risk of losing you whenever she gets out of line because you'll walk the hell away if it seems like it ain't going to be your way. And number 18, the final way on this particular list to maintain dominance over submissive woman is to never believe she is a nawalt. Never believe she is a unicorn. But always tell her she has the potential to be the first one you've ever met if she works hard at it. That is the dream being sold. Always make sure she knows it's possible she could be the world's first nawalt. She could be the world's first perfect woman if she works hard at it. I'm talking about does everything you tell her to do, works overtime, busts her ass trying to do the things that she knows you tell her to do, you want her to do, that she needs to do. And she could possibly be that nawalt. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. And, if you have anything you can add, man, then go ahead and add that. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this real shit. And as always, alpha's up, beta's down. Peace.